PS2 games. I have 2 bags full of PS2 games in and 2 Outley bags to probably go to CX. So I decided to keep a couple, not that many, but I could get more, but obviously some discs were scratched, and some of the games I probably would never play. First one I decided to keep was Just Bring It. It's an okay game. I wouldn't call it anything particularly that. It's not a bad game per se, but it's incredibly disappointing. It's incredibly easy to unlock everything on it from my memory of when it came out. But it is in. I mean, it was in good condition. Yeah, it's reasonably good. Can't really complain. Yes, that's the first one I decided to keep. Silent Hill 2 was a Silent Hill 2. Sorry, Discord's driving me up the wall. Hitman 2, sorry, Silent Assassin. I've never played a Hitman game before, ever. I've been told they're good. So I'm going to take people's word for it, but I kind of like stealth type games. Obviously been a bit starved since Metal Gear Solid. But yeah, it's in pretty good nick. Vampire Knight, the only reason I kept it because it sounded interesting. Namco, I think looks like it might require a G-Con gun, but I don't think it's in particularly bad condition. Oh, maybe one scratch there, but generally it's not too bad. Again, Jak 2. I've never played any of the Jak games at all. But I've been told very, very good things about it. It's fully boxed, manual, everything. I'd be surprised how difficult it is to get these bleeding discs out of the case. But yeah, pretty immaculate, really, in the grand scheme of things. I was doing my nutting. Just bugger off. Thank you. Getting really, really frustrated with that bloody keyboard. The next one on the list was one I was kind of interested in, only because, you don't really... There's not that... Well, I don't know that many good Star Trek games. Unfortunately, the condition of the case is tragic. But it seems to be, like some type of strategy game. It's on other platforms, I believe, as well. Now, the case is really, really bad. In fact, the case is practically unopenable. Manual's okay, I guess. But the disc itself is, yeah, pretty damn good. Really, really good, considering just the case is just awful. I just need to get another case for it. So I'm going to keep that because I like strategy games. It looks interesting. I couldn't turn up Max Payne because I've played the second one. I had it on PC, and Max Payne is Max Payne is just really, really good. Blockbuster. It takes me back a bit. I had the second one on PC in like 2004. So as you can see, it is the black box one. Not particularly that expensive. Most of these games aren't, but it's in really, really good condition. No real issues with it. So I thought I'll keep a couple. My retro collecting is probably going to go on hiatus for a little bit. Due to just purchasing a house, so I'm going to try and get a couple more videos out for it. This retro collecting stuff done surprisingly well on YouTube, so anyone that's watched, I really do appreciate it. I used to do more Let's Plays and stuff, so this has been a little bit more interesting. Splinter Cell, Pandora Tomorrow. Splinter Cell is, I'd say it's probably something you if you have to, I'd personally play it more on Xbox, but there's nothing wrong with it on PS2. There are some, I believe, some minor changes, extra levels, possibly even a few minor compromises in the gameplay. But that's what I've heard. I can't say for sure if that's true or not. But I've got Chaos Theory. I don't know if Pandora Tomorrow is before or after that. So I know Ubisoft were supposedly making a new one, but it's Ubisoft. They've got bigger problems than Splinter Cell in terms of the games they're producing, all being not particularly that great. I know the newest one, Skull and Bones, isn't doing particularly that way. In fact, did they say it's doing worse than Suicide Squad? I believe was the word, I think. So, yeah, this is the original Splinter Cell. The one thing I will bitch about with PS2 games, particularly PAL PS2 games, I mean, I'm a fan of the Master System, but even I have to admit, the Master System boxes are so bland. The PS2 PAL ones are so bland as well. Like, if you look at the US boxes, the Japanese boxes, they just look a lot nicer. They're more creative. They're not just all white backgrounds and stuff, or white cases, which is kind of weird. And a lot of these, I believe, run at 50 hertz. I know there are some games that possibly do use 60. I know some GameCube games do as well, because I've got a couple of them where I think, was it Wind Waker? I think that can run at 60. Devil May Cry. It's Devil May Cry. I don't particularly, these type of games don't really interest me. I've played a bit of Metal Gear Rising, and I enjoyed bits of that, but it just never really grabs me, these type of games where you're constantly hacking and slashing. But when I saw it, when it first came out, I thought it was immensely impressive. But it is one of those games that I should really give a chance, so that's one of the reasons why I'm keeping it. I have actually when I've had the time to go through a bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I've never played a Final Fantasy game properly. Zone of Enders. Only reason I kept this really was because it is a Kojima game, and I don't think this has that demo. But it has the manual, and I'm assuming that the demo isn't in here for it, or unless it's on the actual There are a few marks on the disc, as you can see there, but I'm not sure whether that will cause problems or not. But I figured, yeah, why not? I assume that's on the disc. I'm not sure. Time Crisis 2. Time Crisis is really, really good. Disc isn't in the best of conditions from when I glanced at it the other week. But I remember playing the first one with was it the G-Con gun, and that was pretty good. There's a few scratches on it, but I reckon that's going to work. I can't see that being a particularly big problem. The next one's an interesting one. Ultimate Spider-Man. I've not played... What have I played? Obviously, Spider-Man, the latest ones. Obviously, the first one, Miles Morales. I haven't played Spider-Man 2. And my only other time playing Spider-Man games would have been the PS1 Spider-Man game. This one is scratched to buggery. Quite badly. I'm not 100% sure this will even work. It doesn't look like, see how badly the disc is conditioned. I don't know why people just don't look after stuff. It's not really that difficult, but it is pretty battered. I've cleaned up the best I can. I am probably going to give it a try, but I'm not holding out hope for that one. So that might be one where I just bin it and maybe just keep the manual in the case, and maybe. But it's a good £20+ game, that. Well, in good nick, I don't really know. This is a weird one. Nicktoons Attack of the Toy Bots. Never heard of it. And to make things even weirder, it's a US game. As you can see, a lot more colourful compared to the PAL stuff. I don't believe this has a manual of it. Never heard of... Obviously, I know SpongeBob SquarePants. And I know the character, but I've never really played it. Obviously, this game, if I was to try and play it, I would need to either mod my PS2 or get one of those region exchanges, region change things that change the drive region on the PS2. I can't imagine it's that difficult now. And it's not really that badly conditioned, really, considering. But I know, for instance, this is a game that CX will not take, because they will not take... they won't take games which... Other than if obviously they're too scratched, they won't take them. But they won't take games like Guitar Hero, certain types of music games, they won't take them unless you've got the peripherals with it for some bizarre reason. Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Never played Battlefront before, ever. Obviously, I've played the amazing one EA put out. And if you can't hear the sarcasm in my voice, that is exactly what I'm meaning. So I don't have a lot of nostalgia for these games, but I thought I might just keep them. Just see, I do like Star Wars. This is obviously, before Disney got their hands on Star Wars and did some particularly unpleasant things with the franchise. But that's a personal opinion, I guess. So it's not in the best of conditions. It might work. It's pretty battered, to be honest. I'm question mark on that one. But obviously they've just re-released these and they're doing a fantastic job. Again, sarcasm. They are not doing a very good job. Apparently the servers are broken beyond belief. Apparently, unfortunately, it just seemed to be the way with developers. They just release broken crap. Not all developers, don't get me wrong, but obviously there's been a lot of turmoil going on in the gaming industry of late. A lot of layoffs, particularly certain companies that laying people off when they're making absolute tremendous amounts of money. And you know who you are, and I think you suck. But I won't go into that. Anyway, so this one is also quite battered, so yeah, I don't think that's going to work, to be honest. Maybe I'll go to church before trying to run that. That was a bad joke. Right, the next one was quite interesting. Grand Theft Auto 3. I was keeping this just because it looks like a release version, and I got 2 copies of this. I like GTA, but 5 especially is amazing. But I don't know. I've kind of seen GTA for what it is. GTA is a fantastic game, but it's becoming more like a live service game now. It's in immaculate condition, so probably go for a few quid at CX, I would imagine. So yeah, but I've got so many games now. It's having the time to even play half of them. It's in immaculate condition, so I thought I might as well keep it. Black box, 40 quid. That would have been what, 2001. Second site again. Virgin Media or Virgin Stores. Are they even around him? I don't think they are. I'm not sure. It's in immaculate condition. Never played it. The main reason I kept this was because it's Free Radical. Now, Free Radical, if you know, are sadly a company that I don't know if they're under that name anymore, but I know they were part of the Embracer group. Embracer are a bunch of well, I've got certain words I could use for them, but I won't use those words. A big corporation or a company that bought out loads of studios. They produced the tremendous game Gollum. And once again, that's sarcasm if you can hear me saying that. But I thought it's Free Radical, which I think they were behind Time Splitters, and I absolutely adored Time Splitters when it was out. It looks quite interesting. I think it was Time Splitters. I'm not 100% sure on that. So it looks quite cool, though. So I thought I may as well keep it. Yeah, very, very interesting. Scooby-Doo. Quite a fan of Scooby-Doo, actually. Particularly some of the movies. No idea. I remember having some fond memories of, was it Scooby-Doo on the PS1? Was it the Cyber Chase or something like that? Disc ain't in the best. I think that's. The disc was in good condition. It's not now. I think that's actually what are they called? Game Mass. Oh, what are they called? Games. I can't remember what they're called. The company before CX, was it Game? What the hell are they called? It was the company that were there before CEX. Oh, was it Games Master? No, that was I can't remember what they're called now. But they're not in business anymore. As you can see, it's not in the best of conditions. Oh, it's a few marks, nothing major, so I might maybe do a little let's play on that. I'm quite curious about that. So, Scooby-Doo, always a good laugh. This one, no idea, really. Operation Thunder Phoenix. Kind of gives me sort of Desert Strike vibes. If you know Desert Strike, obviously it was a very, very popular EA game on the Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, or SNES, and the Amiga. Seems to be in pretty good condition as well. No real complaints on that one. A few marks there, nothing major. And it's Core as well, which I think they were the team behind. Was it Tomb Raider? I think it was Tomb Raider. And last but not least, Prince of Persia. Yes, Ubisoft, a company notorious for releasing. I don't know. I don't want to give too much shit to Ubisoft because I have played games which were good. Far Cry 3 was a good laugh, and Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey were really, really fantastic games, barring the microtransactions. But they are a company which I think, unless they do something in the next few years, they are a company that are going to be in serious trouble because they're just not really producing a lot of interesting content anymore. Sadly. My phone battery is about to die, so I better step on this one. But I've never played any Prince of Persia games. No, I might have played, maybe once I played the old one on I've got my lights going as well. But yeah, in reasonably good condition. Can't see anything wrong with it. So I might give it a try. It's a curious one. It's just a shame that Ubisoft as a company, I really do seem to be. I mean, the newest one was Skull and Bones, and the CEO of the company called it a AAA game, and yeah, you're just producing the same games over and over again. But they have done some good games, so I can't give them too much try. I just hope they're a company that actually recovers, because I've got, is it Mario Sparks of Hope, the second game on Switch, and yeah, that was pretty fun. Different, but fun. It's like a turn-based, like XCOM, kind of that design, so it's quite cool. And last but not least is I've got a couple of these, like, demo discs. Which is these are the things I used to live on these. Literally, when it came to gaming stuff, like, they were just so cool. You get to play so many different games, DVDs as well. Used to get for games and stuff. The transition from PS1 to PS2 and N64 to GameCube was pretty cool, and obviously Xbox was on the scene at that point. And in fact, I have actually got some Xbox games that I did actually keep, so I'll probably show you them in a moment. But so yeah, very, very cool. I'd like to do some more gaming videos and retro collections and stuff. It's just going to be time and money. And I've spent quite a lot the last couple of months on this stuff. But I've got more coming up at some point soon. So yeah, I'd love to hear if you recommend any of these particular games, because I'm no clue at all, other than the odd one. It's just, like I said, having time to actually play them and get into them. I have played a bit of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory on the Xbox, and yeah, I enjoyed that. And the only criticism I've said before with it is there's some of the shooting can be a bit stiff at times when you're moving around. But I'd love to see Ubisoft in particular produce a new Splinter Cell that isn't a live service game. Companies out there, listen carefully. We do not want live service games unless they are tremendously well designed and they're fun. From everything I've heard and seen, these live service games like Suicide Squad have not done very well. And yet the Warner Brothers apparently are jumping in with more live service games. So yeah, I don't get that. I really don't understand that. And to all the developers and people that have lost their jobs, it's awful to see. It's absolutely awful. This is an industry that makes more money than movies and music industry combined. Start making decent decisions on behalf of your employees. It does irritate me, to say the least. But anyway, enjoy your gaming, and I hope this has been interesting and informative. See you around.